Well, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and viewers. My name is Tom Rook, and we are here at the Strathcona Courts in beautiful Medicine Hat, Alberta, watching the mixed championships of the second annual Showdown in the Hat Pickleball Tournament. And with me is my co-commentator. Take it away.
And I'm Sherry Vico, and I'm also very pleased to be presenting this with Tom. We're hoping to give you a bit of information about pickleball as we go along, as well as giving you updates on this exciting game. This is the B group mixed doubles.
B group, yes, the mixed doubles. And this is actually the gold medal match. And we've joined it in progress. So we might not be able to tell you the score right off, but we can certainly be able to tell you the winners once it's over, because they jump up and down and things like that, right?
Right.
Okay.
They're very.
Who we got playing here today?
Okay, so what we have on the side to our right is Ruth Mary Hollis and Dwight Berg.
There's Ruth Mary just approaching the net right now, talking to the referee.
And they are opposing
who's her partner?
Dwight Berg.
Dwight Berg, yes, of course.
And Jan Goodfellow and Gordon Masson are their opponents.
Right, and they're on the far court.
Yes, they are.
Looks like Ruth Mary is just doing the serve. And as you can see, it's a ball that goes back and forth across the net, and if you don't get it across, then the other team either scores a point or whatever. The serving team actually is the one that scores the point. Now we've got a different view, different angle here, and that's Ruth Mary serving to Gordon. You didn't see who was off camera. This is what they're calling dinking right now. Very short strokes over it, but Gordon managed to pick it up and slam it down the middle. A very good one. So Ruth Mary loses her serve at that point, but each team has two serves. Exactly. So there's Dwight's serve. Yeah. You can't quite see Dwight in that camera angle. There he is. And
you can see that they're serving diagonally across to the other opponent. And also you'll notice the positioning of the player who is not receiving. She comes really close up to the kitchen line.
Oh yeah, let's talk about that. Okay.
Ruth Mary is at this point, and they're battling back and forth. That one got caught up for Ruth Mary.
Okay, so that's a point for the serving side, and that was Jan Goodfellow down there. Jan is she tells us she's just a simple farmer's wife, and we're saying there's nothing simple about farming, and they are perhaps the people that do the most work. That's what I think about farmers' wives. They are just extremely busy. She is retired now from that and does a lot of horticultural stuff for I think it's the Medicine Hat Golf
Course. Yes.
Right. All those beautiful flowers.
Jan's a volunteer there and puts in lots of time to make the golf course look very beautiful. Okay. And Gordon Masson is a retired school teacher.
School teacher, yes. He used to teach at Herald School here in Medicine Hat. And let's just talk a little bit about what pickleball is all about. As you can see, it's on a court, and by the way, ladies and gentlemen, that court is the same size as a badminton court. It's 44 feet long and 20 feet wide. You'll see that line where Dwight on the right-hand side of your picture there is standing. That is 7 feet from the net, and the other team has got a line over there. I don't know whether you can see it from that camera angle, but both sides have a line back 7 feet from the net. That's known as the kitchen line, or the non-volley zone line, okay? Why is that important? Because in the game of pickleball, unlike tennis, you cannot volley a ball from inside that non-volley zone. Obviously, that's why it's called the non-volley zone, I guess. We call it the kitchen. I don't know why it's called the kitchen, but it is called the kitchen. The women like it to call it a kitchen because then they get the men in the kitchen.
Oh, I don't know about that, but I guess I'd support that. One of the things is, as long as it does bounce when it lands in the kitchen, then you are allowed to hit it in the kitchen area. Right. But it has to have that bounce first.
Yeah, there has to be a ground stroke, not a volley stroke. A volley is a stroke that is something that is hit in the middle of the air, in the midair before it hits the ground. Okay.
Right.
Now,
another thing of interest, just because I'm seeing this in the background, you'll see a tennis net behind Dwight and Ruth Mary. And the thing that we find very nice is out of one tennis court, we are able to make for pickleball courts. So we really make good use of the space. And I also think that's one of the things that makes pickleball very appealing to seniors, is that it's a lot less of a running space than what you'll encounter in tennis. And that definitely makes it appealing.
Absolutely.
If you're trying to play a lot of games in one day, you would definitely be tired playing tennis.
And the shortness of the court, as I say, it's only 44 feet long. So really, the maximum you're going to run is 22 feet up to the net, if that's what you have to do because of a drop shot coming from your opposition or something like that. But that doesn't take up too much of your room. It's 20 feet wide again. So, I mean, the most you're going to do is, what, 400 square feet? Something like that.
And a lot of the time, you really are trying to focus on your short games. So while the beginning may be a longer game, beautiful dinking right there by both the ladies and a nice fire shot by Ruth
This
Mary.
rally is going really long. This is excellent playing. Now we'll see what happens here.
An out shot there.
The end of that rally gave Dwight and Ruth Mary their point.
Exactly.
Okay. Oh, and now there's Jan making a serve from that angle. I might say that we've got Shaw Cable doing this for us, which is just fabulous. So a big thank you to Shaw Cable. And this is all volunteers. You and I are volunteering as the commentators, and we've got two of our fellow members on the cameras. One is Kerry Buss. He's on the left camera that you see from right now, and the other is Tim Jacobs. And both of these players are good, solid volunteers for us, and we appreciate that.
Absolutely.
This is an interesting match in the fact that we have all our locals are in the finals here. Yes. Dwight and Ruth Mary are from our club. It's the Medicine Hat Senior Services Pickleball Club is the official title, and that's who is the organizers of this particular tournament. It's, as I said at the outset, it's the second annual. So we have I think as many, if not more, participants this year than we did last year.
Yes.
It will become known. You can see all the cars parked along there. That's various spectators and people who had played earlier on. This is open for anybody to watch. You're welcome to come down and watch that at any time. The Senior Services Pickleball Club, by the way, plays every day from about 8 o'clock in the morning till 11 o'clock in the morning down here at the Strathcona Courts, just behind the Strathcona Pool. And
also on Tuesday and Thursday evenings from 6:30 to 8:30. So there's a lot of great opportunities to come down, and even if you are working, you can take advantage of the evening play and know that if you come down, there's still going to be a fair number of people that you can have a good match with.
Exactly. Now you notice these little red lines there. That forms another pickleball court using that tennis net that you mentioned as the net to play it over. And you'll see that same thing at Ross Glen School, at just by Herald School, up Southview 7th Street Drive. There. Yeah. I'm not sure whether Southview has it or not.
I thought they did.
Yeah, well, they may, but that means that anybody can play pickleball at any time because of that, okay? They don't have to wait for these nets that we see in this particular video belong to the Medicine Hat Senior Services Club, kindly donated to us by the Senior Citizens Advisory Group, by the way. Which is really, really good. But just the other night I was helping, I think there was 8 gals that wanted to learn how to play pickleball. They had been playing since May, and so I went over to Ross Glen, showed them how. They said they'd played over at 7th Street as well. So it's a growing sport, is my point here. Yeah.
And actually one of our players who comes to Medicine Hat is from Redcliffe, and they have just started a group in Redcliffe now.
I didn't know that.
And they are
really
very excited about that. So now they're just looking for new members to complete their group so that they have some competition.
Right.
And she was also telling me that they've made arrangements and they have a school that is willing to to sponsor them for in the winter time. So
Excellent.
they are very tickled about that. It's really a
growing
sport in all ways.
Not only here in Medicine Hat,
Oh,
but right across North America.
Absolutely.
They say it's the fastest growing sport in North America.
Yes.
So, and I believe it. It's very popular. It's gaining in popularity, and it's easy. You know, your equipment are a t-shirt, a pair of shorts, some good court shoes, and a racket. Okay.
And we supply the balls.
Yeah, we
generally, if you come to the club.
Our club does. Now, this tournament, by the way, is an open tournament, so anybody could have entered this, and we did have some really, really good competition throughout the tournament.
Absolutely.
This, as we say, is the final between the mixed doubles
B group.
B group, thank you.
Right.
I couldn't remember it was A or B.
Yeah, this is a B group.
Yeah.
And one of the interesting things is in this tournament, we had players ranging in age from 13 as our youngest, and he's a fabulous player.
Oh.
And the oldest player probably was around 74 years old, and they're all in the game.
That's right.
It's one of those things that you, at any age, you can be excellent at this game, or you can be learning and still have a very good match.
Yeah, you don't have to be a senior to do it.
Absolutely
we
not.
said at the beginning there, it appeals to the seniors because you're not running as hard. The ball doesn't bounce as far, by the way. It's a hard plastic ball.
Called a wiffle ball.
Yeah, and it's got 17 holes in it.
Wow.
You try and count those holes because they have to
trivia.
keep turning like a Rubik's Cube there. You know?
Okay, that's good to know.
Oh, they're switching sides, so that was the end of that game.